Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. Today we're at a place called Tom's Cairn in Aberdeenshire in Scotland, and the reason that we've come here today is actually twofold. Number one, Ollie and Rafa can't be here today, unfortunately, so I thought I'll come to somewhere where they wouldn't be able to come anyway, or a place that they wouldn't enjoy anyway. And the thing about Tom's Cairn is it's always covered in sheep. There's always hundreds of sheep up there, so I thought, well, that's a good one to do. And also the second reason why we're doing Tom's Cairn is because at this point, this very date, actually 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, I walked up to Tom's Cairn in the evening and I took some photographs up there, and I loved the photographs from that day for two reasons. Number one, the light was just really good up there that evening, and number two, the purple heather was out on the hills as well. So I thought, I wonder if I came up there, if I went up there on the same day, might get some great shots again. So that's the reasons why we're doing Tom's Cairn here today. But first of all, actually, before we head up to Tom's Cairn's up in that direction. But while I was kind of scouting this out, before coming up here, I noticed that there was something in the complete opposite direction. I've never done this walk before, I've never been up this way. But I noticed that there's another cairn in this direction, and there's also a abandoned car. And so that's what I'm hunting for. There's no guarantees that I'll find it, but that's the plan anyway. We're going to walk this route for a little bit, try and find that other cairn and try and find that car, and then we'll head up. Hopefully by the time we get up to Tom's Cairn, this light, which you can just see, will be turning nice and crispy golden. Okay, the first thing I'll say about this forest is that I absolutely love it in here. This is instantly going to near the top of my favourite Aberdeenshire forest, even Scotland forest. It's so cool in here, it's so big. And it's such a beautiful forest as well. It's one of those ones where the trees are kind of spread out, so there's growth underneath. There's a carpet of heather right now, and it's all purple, and there's birds, and there's ferns. It's alive, there's like cheeping, and there's little critters running around. It's like a Disney forest. I absolutely love it in here. And I can't believe I didn't take Ollie and Rafa, because they would have loved it in here as well. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't take them now. And I'm vowing to myself, as soon as possible, I'm going to come back here with them, because they're going to have the time of their lives running around in here. The second thing, all of my points on this vlog are coming in twos. But the second thing I want to say about this forest is that I'm absolutely lost right now. I've got no idea where I am, and I don't mind that at all. That's part of the fun, actually. I love being in places where I don't quite know where I am and not quite knowing what you're going to see around the next corner. That's my favourite thing. So I'm not complaining about that whatsoever, but I've got no idea where I am. I can't find this cairn anywhere, and I've been scouring through the trees and I can't find this car either. Let's hope I'm nearing something of interest. The next time you see me, the next time I turn on this camera, it's going to be because I've found something interesting, because looking at trees, it's fun for me to be here, but I don't know if it's making for great viewing. Okay guys, I think I found my Highland hideaway. Just look at this place. There's horses, there's mountains, there's trees. It's a bit of a fixer-upper, I'll give you that. Needs a little bit of work done to it, and I think somebody else already owns it by the looks of this fence. But if at all possible, that would be the one for me. This is absolutely stunning around here. Look at those horses over there. Let's just wander up. I won't go over the fence, since it looks like it's private property already, but I think I'll need to put in an offer on this one. There's actually two properties, but you could join them up. I say properties, it's a rummel of stones really. Whoever built this and whoever lived here and whoever eventually had to leave it behind, I bet they were really sad when that day came. Because what a place this is. Next time you see me, it'll be something interesting. As you may be able to tell by the fading light, I've been rummaging around in this forest for ages. and I haven't been able to find anything. In fact, I had to completely retrace my steps the way that I came. And just as the Disney forest was starting to turn into a Lord of the Rings forest, a darkness was descending on the land. Why are all forests so spooky after dark, by the way? Any forest, it doesn't matter how lovely it is during the day. As soon as the darkness descends on it, it gets a little bit spooky. But yes, just as that was happening, I went onto Google Maps to try and find it, and I saw something that looked like it could be the cairn. And sure enough, I can see it. We finally found it. So let me just turn the camera and let you have a look at what I've been searching for. Oh, actually, I've just seen something through the trees here on the left as well. Let's just have a little run through here and see what this is. In memory of Mick Callan and his wife. Okay, that isn't anything ancient. Okay, so this is a cairn. I'm not sure if I've actually explained what a cairn is, or if that's a universal word, or if it's just a Scottish word. So if you don't know what a cairn is, basically it's a pile of stones. It's a ruckle of steens. And they reckon that this was put together, that this was built around 4,000 to 6,000 years ago. And what I read was it hasn't been excavated, as far as they're aware anyway. On the website that I was reading, they said it hasn't been excavated, so there could be anything under here. I think they were used for burials maybe, but I'm not sure. So the likelihood is that there's ancient bones under here, and potentially some ancient treasures as well, although I don't know. If you have a metal detector, and if you're into that kind of thing, then maybe this would be a good spot to do it. I don't know what else to tell you actually about it. I've spent a couple of hours trying to find it, and now that I'm here, I can't think of anything interesting to say about it other than it's a ruckle of steens. It's a pile of stones. I'm not sure if I should be standing on it actually now that I've come here. I've just started wandering up it, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. I better come down again. But yeah, it's a very impressive ruckle of steens. It's a big pile of stones. I'm sure you'll agree. As far as piles of stones go, this is a fairly impressive pile. It's not every day that you see this amount of stones piled on top of one another, right? So it's not been a complete wasted journey. I don't think we're going to have time to do Tom's Cairn today. The sun's getting a bit low in the sky, so I don't think we're going to be able to do that. But I'm going to come back tomorrow night, because it's going to be another beautiful night tomorrow night. But anyway, I don't have anything else to say about this ruckle of steens. If you have anything interesting to say about this cairn, or about cairns in general, if you know about cairns and what they were used for and what might be buried underneath there, then feel free to get into the comments. But yeah, I'm going to head this way, which is hopefully back to the car. And hopefully I'm going to see that car. I was probably more excited to see that old car than what I was the cairn, to be honest. But maybe that's something else that I can do tomorrow. If I do a bit more research, maybe I can find it. But there's a couple of things around the parking area that I'll just show you before we go. So there's this, which looks very old, but it's not old at all. It was put up in the year 2000 for the millennium. And here's a little sign. You know, I love a sign. So it says the Burst Millennium Stone. The Burst Millennium Stone was erected on the 1st of January 2000 as an enduring symbol of the community's gratitude for and remembrance of the past and of its hopes and dreams for the future. And then the Dardanus Stone, which is just over there, we're going to see that as I go back to the car. It's just over there. It says the Dardanus Stone is said by tradition to mark the place where Dardanus, ruler of Scots, was defeated in battle by the Lords of Scotland and executed in AD 75. So there was some kind of internal rebellion. In AD 75, wow. Nearly 2,000 years ago. It says the stone was accidentally broken in half by roadmen and repaired around 1850. I bet the guy who did that was absolutely bricking it. And then we've got the war memorial as well. Yeah, so this is the Dardanus Stone. So this is meant to mark the spot where the ruler of Scots in AD 75 was killed by the lords, who were clearly not happy with his rulership. And then a roadman in the 19th century went and broke it. The dafty. And that's the war memorial over there. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. And then I'm going to come back tomorrow night and we're going to have another go at getting to Tom's Cairn. I'm going to have another go trying to find the car in there. And then we're going to go to Tom's Cairn, which is 1.5 miles in that direction. Right, I think I'm coming to the conclusion that the car probably isn't here anymore, because as far as I can gather from this guy and his instructions, he says there's a path up here. You should be able to see the cairn peeking through the trees, and I can just see it peeking through the trees. There's a path up here and the car was around here somewhere, but I'm thinking what's happened is you can see there's been a bit of work that's happened here and some of these trees have been cut down. And while they cut down the trees, I'm just wondering if they took away the car as well at the same time. So we're going to give up on the car and we're going to head up to Tom's Cairn because that's 7:45. And by the time we get up there, we should just be catching the sunset, which should be great. So hopefully that'll make up for it. So this area that we're in right now, it's called Finzean in Aberdeenshire in Scotland. This is Tom's Cairn, it's in an area called Finzean. But if you look at it on the map, it doesn't say Finzean, it says Finzean. But the locals don't pronounce it Finzean, they pronounce it Finzean. And it got me thinking, this is a really common thing in this part of Scotland. Maybe in all of Scotland, maybe in the UK, maybe even the world. I'm not sure if this is something which is universal or if it's just something which is unique to this area of Scotland, how you never pronounce, or you rarely pronounce a place name how it's written on the map. There's always this local inflection, this local way of saying it, which is slightly different. And it got me thinking, that would be a good quiz. So if anyone's up for a quiz, I'm going to give you some place names. I'm going to write them on the bottom of the screen. And then I want you to shout out what you think the pronunciation of that word is. So the first one is obviously this one, Finzean. That's kind of like a starter for 10. Oh, actually, I'll show you the views here. 1 second. The views are starting to get tasty up here. We're just getting to the end of the forest. Right, okay. More of that later. Okay, so here's the quiz. How do you think this place is pronounced? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wrong, it's actually called Gamery. The locals would call it Gamery, not Gardenstown. Okay, question number 2. How do you think this place would be pronounced by the locals? Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wrong! It would be Ibroch. The Broch or Ibroch, as in, are you going through Ibroch a day? Like that. Ibroch. Okay, let me think of another one. Okay, how do you say this? This is a really tricky one. This one, this is bizarre. I don't know how to explain this one at all. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said Aberherder, then you'd be wrong. But if you said Foggy Lone for some strange reason, then you'd be correct. Because that's how the locals pronounce it. Okay, here's another one. How do you pronounce this place? This one's a little bit easier. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not Strachan, as you might presume. It's actually pronounced as Strawn. So we've got Finzean, Strawn, Ibroch. We've got Gamery. We've got Foggy Lone. Let's see if I can think of one more before we go. I think that's probably all that I can think of. But basically every place... Oh, I went to the Cabrach recently and a lot of people are in the comments saying it's not the Cabrach. It's Cabrick. There's always a little inflection on it. It's never how you think it's going to be pronounced. There's always... And I don't know why we do this in this part of the world. Again, it could be universal, but I'm not aware of it being universal. But it's something we do here, and I'm not exactly sure why we do it. Is it to kind of differentiate the sort of the locals from the non-locals? I don't know what it is. But anyway, if I think of any others, if you got 5 out of 5, well done. Or 6 out of 6, I can't remember how many I put forward. But if you got all the answers correct, well done. If you got none of the answers, then I absolutely don't blame you, because a lot of them don't make sense. And with that, that was perfect timing, because here we are at the fence. And this is the reason why Ollie and Rafa couldn't come. on this one, because oh look at this, even it says warning, sheep worrying is an offence, dogs caught offending will be shot. So there's a lot of signages about this, and then there's also these ones as well. So yeah, this is definitely not one for Ollie and Raff Raff, which is a shame because they'd love to roam around up here, but obviously the sheep, this is their home and they get priority. And you can see them just over there. Right, let's now crack on. There's a little bench with a little sign on it. All my life I'll think of you, I promise I will, I won't ever forget you. It's quite a nice little saying, but the bench isn't doing well though, unfortunately. Look at this light, it's getting so good. And here we are at Tom's Cairn, just in time to catch the red sun going down behind the mountains. The sun's about to set in a few minutes. Maybe I should have come up here a little bit earlier actually, but hopefully it's still light enough that you can get an idea of the kind of views that you can get up here. It's not really a big walk, it's not really a steep walk, but once you're up here you get some amazing views. Clachan Ben over there, the top of Ben He over there, and I just love these rolling hills and trees and the purple heather. Actually, that being said, I'm going to take some photographs before the sun goes down, so I'm just going to get the photos done and then we'll start heading back again. I probably came up here a bit late, actually, again. Probably should have skipped the forest altogether down there and just come straight up the hill. But I was so determined to find that car. So gutted I didn't find it. I feel like I've done a lot of waffling in this vlog as well. Because I've been wandering around this forest, not finding very much. I kind of feel like I've waffled a lot. So if you've made it to the end of this vlog and you're still watching, then thank you for putting up with my nonsense for all this time. Actually, thank you for two reasons, because it really helps the vlog. It helps the algorithm if you watch to the end. YouTube picks up on that and it thinks it must be engaging content if you stick it out right to the end. But if you leave early, then I get punished for that with the algorithm. So I probably haven't helped myself today with this one. But if you have made it to the end, and thank you for that reason, for the algorithmic reason, and also just for putting up with my nonsense. Okay, I'm nearly back at the car, so I'm going to head off now. Thank you for joining on this vlog. Thank you very much. And I will catch you on the next one, and I'll try to make it an Ollie and Rafa one since they couldn't come on this one. I'll try and make sure that Ollie and Rafa are back for the next one. But thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one, wherever that may be.